Oh, never gets old. Never gets old. Man, what a beautiful fish. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here back at Matt Tuttle Fishing. Guys, I am so thankful for all the new subscribers, and I'm really hoping that we can really get above 1,000 subscribers to be able to really grow and build this channel to what you guys want to see for educational, entertainment purposes and such. But today we're going to do a Tuttle Talk, and I want to talk a little bit about today this Tuttle Talk of the haves and the have-nots. And it seems here lately on social media that the have-nots are angry at the haves, and then the haves are angry at the have-nots. And now you put yourself in whatever category that is, but if all I have to say is this word, forward-facing sonar, you know what I mean by the haves and the have-nots. So the guy sitting on his recliner watching fishing shows and fishes about 8 times a year, if he's angry about not having forward-facing sonar or not being able to afford forward-facing sonar, I don't understand that. Because the guys who are traveling the country, traveling tournament to tournament, saying, hey, this is the tools we have to compete. Tournament guys have to have the equipment. The guy sitting in the recliner watching fishing shows on TV and fishes about 8 times a year, he's doing what he wants to do. That's great. If that's all you want to do is fish 8 times a year, go fish 8 times a year. You don't have to spend $4,000 on forward-facing sonar. Matter of fact, I would highly recommend that you don't, because you need about 2 to 3, maybe even close to 400 hours of time on the water with forward-facing sonar to really get a master of it. So why spend $4,000 on a unit, go out 8 times a year and just be frustrated and take it off your boat and sell it? But the people who have to use it as a tool, they've already made the decision to buy an $85,000 boat, to buy an $85,000 tow vehicle, to buy thousands of dollars of equipment, and then spend thousands of dollars in electronics. It's part of the game. It's part of what it's going to take to compete on the national trails and even some of the local trails. But the national trails, it's just the equipment. You don't have to have it. So I'm not going to look at a guy who fishes 8 times a year, and I'm not going to poke at my finger in his face and say, you need what I have, or you need to have what the latest and greatest. No, you don't. You can go out in the canoe and go fishing and enjoy the day. But the guy in the canoe can't bellyache about the guy in an $85,000 rig because he decided, in some cases, instead of owning his own home, he went and bought an $85,000 boat and rents. Or maybe he lives in a mobile home trailer. Nothing against trailers. I grew up in a trailer, so don't hate. Don't hate. You can drop it in the comment. You can hate. But I grew up in a trailer. I got no problem. I go live in a trailer today. If it wasn't for my wife's taste. But if I decided to go buy an $85,000 boat, that's on me. That you don't have to. Go take your canoe and go places I can't go. You go to the rivers, the creeks, and that kind of thing. But why do we have to be divided like our country's divided right now? Between Republicans and Democrats. Why? Why can't we be to where we can just have a civil conversation about our differences of opinions? There's people out there that don't like Democrats, and the Democrats don't like the Republicans, all whatever. But we're supposed to be one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And you know where that change starts? That change starts with you. That change starts with me. When I look in the mirror and say, why am I being judgmental of a guy that doesn't have or does have? My mama taught me this when I was a real young age, and she says, Matt, you just don't go sweeping other people's back porch when you haven't swept your own yet. The outdoors is for everybody to enjoy and how they want to enjoy. I pick on the kayakers as they go by, and I told them, I said, man, my trolling motor, it ain't getting tired yet. How's your arms doing? You know, I see me in a kayak, you might want to start rolling some video because there could be some fun stuff starting to happen. One, dunking me in the water. But let's just all take a breath. Let's just all take a minute. And instead of yelling and screaming, this needs banned, this needs banned, this needs banned, how about you just stay in your lane? How about you just mind your business? How about you just go fishing and you mind your boat? If you don't want forward-facing sonar and you don't want to get beat by forward-facing sonar, just go fishing and enjoy fishing. But if you're going to get on the national trail at the top level of tournament fishing, then you're going to compete against the best having the best. That's just what it is. And we all pretty much have the same equipment at that level. And it comes down to about what's in here, or what's in between your ears. But I'm going to leave you with this in this Tuttle Talk. Why don't we start being men? And why don't we start treating each other with respect? Why don't we start treating each other with the grace that God's trying to teach us to have? The grace and the mercy. And if somebody doesn't have, why don't you put your arm around them and help them get it? Why don't you just say, hey man, you just do the best of what you have to work with. When I was 12 years old, I had a John boat, the trolling motor. I saved a lot of money to get that. And these guys would go by me in these bass boats, and I'm like, oh man, I want that so bad. So I worked 3 jobs. And when I graduated high school in May of 1995, to date myself a little bit, but in May of 1995, I graduated high school. In June of 1995, I bought my first 18.5-foot bass boat with a 150 Mercury engine on it. But I worked 7 days a week, saved money to be able to be in that position to do it. That's what I wanted to do. So if you want it, sacrifice, make it happen. But let's be kind to one another. And if you run a Ranger, it's okay. If you own a Ranger, you can wave at people. Okay? If you own a Skeeter, just be nice. I own a Triton. You're going to blow past me. I got a 21.5-foot Triton. It's heavier as all get out. You're going to blow past me in your fast boat. Wave. I'll wave at you. But let's be nice to each other. Let's be kind to one another. Let's help everybody enjoy the outdoors. Guys, if you like the content that we're putting forth here, make sure you subscribe and like to the videos so we can bring you more content. Until the next time, God bless. Have a great day.